I still can't believe that we have people who believe if you don't eat enough that you'll gain weight. And what created that confusion is a person who's dieting too hard, meaning slashing the shit out of their calories, whether that be through keto, intermittent fasting, or calorie tracking. They just slash their calories so low, they lose a lot of weight at first, and then what happens is their body down-regulates to match that low number that they're eating at, which will become their new maintenance. So let's just say that a person that's like 240 pounds could go into a calorie deficit at 1,700 calories. That's moderate, moderate weight loss, moderate calorie deficit, most sustainable. But for whatever reason, they're doing something crazy and they're eating like 1,200 calories a day. And let's just say 33 pounds comes peeling off of them, and all of a sudden they're still eating super low, nothing's changed, but their body just won't turn loose any more fat. And then they're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but the scale's not moving. I just can't lose any more weight. And somehow somebody's twisted little mind, they just took that and just turned it all around. And you have people who are morbidly obese that truly believe the reason that they're gaining weight is because they don't eat enough. And for the love of God, could we learn to become caloric aware of food? Respectfully, fuck how much volume that you're eating. Fuck how many times a day you're eating. What you need to figure out is how many fucking calories are you eating a day. And I can guarantee you, if you have a body fat percentage of 50, you know damn well you're eating too much. And Lord bless this person's soul. I saw someone make a post, it's been a while back on Facebook, talking about their PCOS and how there are a bunch of mean girls out there that's lost weight, and basically they don't have any pity on someone's condition in those circumstances. And meanwhile, the individuals, they came across my feed and I saw something that they cooked. And it's just none of my business. This is just me thinking inside of my head, but I'm just sharing this thought out loud as it comes back to my mind again. And what they cooked, is, even if they just ate a little bit of it, which I know is not the case because the individual is morbidly obese, it is so many calories in the dish they cook. My granny, I went out to her house, my husband and I think it was yesterday, and she had a blueberry delight, and she cut us a slice, a slice of it, 2 slices each, and I ate a slice of it yesterday. And by the time I averaged the calories for that thin little slice of fucking cake, it was almost 400 calories. It was like 3 something, but you may as well say 400 calories had I rounded it off. So even just eating 1 slice of that cake, and there's nothing wrong with that. Hell, sometimes have 2. But I know damn well the average person is doing this shit on a regular. Like, for instance, back when I was overweight, a cream cheese pie, cheesecake, you bring that shit around me, or the Mexican dessert, flan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, F-L-A-N. I love that shit, and I could eat a whole fucking pan of it in 1 day. But what a lot of people do not understand, that's just like weight loss medications. When you find, for the people that they don't work for, even when they're not eating a lot, or someone who has weight loss surgery, okay, they can't hold a lot of food. And the food that they will begin to crave won't be nothing close to what they need as far as quality protein. So what happens is the little bitty bullshit that they're craving is still so high in calorie, even though they're only eating like twice a day and maybe a snack here and there. They're still, eventually they just become stuck because their body down-regulates to the way the surgery is forcing them to eat so little, so they become stuck. Or either the behaviors around the psychological part of food addiction hasn't changed, and even though they're not eating a lot, the shit they crave is so calorie dense, they wind up not being able to lose weight. Or, the first year or 2, maybe even 3, they'll lose like crazy, and then guess what? The shit comes to a stop, the body down-regulates, and the moment that they come out of that 1,200, 1,100 deficit that the surgery or the shots was forcing them to eat in, they work their way back up to about 1,500, 1,600 calories, maybe 17, no, better yet, let's say 1,700 calories, okay? And heaven forbid if they work their way up to 2,100 calories, averaging that a day after the years fly by. Their body is going to recognize that shit as a fucking calorie surplus. Why? Because it ruins the metabolism. Therefore, whenever they're able to pull out of that deficit, when the body just resets or the brain starts triggering them to eat again, all hell breaks loose. But you know what? Every fucking bit of that could be solved by learning how to track calories so that you can become caloric aware of food and stop living in a fucking bubble. And you would never have to rely on nobody else's meal plan, weight loss drugs, harsh ass diets like keto, intermittent fasting, or going vegan against your better judgment, which nothing is wrong with any of those diets. If it is something that you're truly ready to commit to, if it's a lifestyle that you're wanting to live. But the problem is, a lot of y'all will do this shit just to lose weight, and once the weight comes off, you don't even know where the fuck to go from there, because you know damn well you weren't going to go without carbs for the rest of your life, or you was never really interested in being a vegan, and you damn sure aren't willing to eat during an 8-hour window for the rest of your life, and it all be, you know, foods that are decent enough to fit without you still going over your fucking calories. Because in between that 8-hour window, if you go get burgers and fries and pizza, or just throw some hot dogs on the fucking boiler or ramen noodles and crazy shit like that, you know, you're still not going to lose the weight. At some point, you have to get a understanding for nutrition. The best way to do it is to follow and pay attention to someone like me who's done it, getting it done, who's living it, not shooting y'all any bullshit. I'm not gonna sugarcoat any damn thing. And again, I know that this is hard. I'm humble enough to know that it's a lot of work. I'm not the baddest chick out here, no. But I do know, if I don't know anything else, I've done a pretty damn decent job at losing a significant amount of weight, having the bare minimum loose skin. I have not had any surgeries, okay? No, and I didn't have to have any skin removal or anything like that. I have a little bit of loose skin on the back of my elbows and the lower part of my abdomen, but I promise you, I have people tell me all the time when I point it out, and I have a playlist on TikTok labeled Loose Skin where I show all of it, okay? Very detailed videos about my loose skin, me talking about it, showing it, and most people are like, oh my God, like I really like, girl, I would love to be in your shoes. And some people are still like, what loose skin? I don't see any loose skin. There is a reason for that shit, because you have to be intentional. This don't happen by accident, y'all. Stop being lazy. Get out of denial, grow the fuck up, learn how to track your calories and hit your protein goal. If you're someone who thinks that you prioritize protein but you're not even fucking tracking that shit, I got news for you, babes and bros. You don't know what the fuck you're doing and how much you're eating. Most of y'all don't even know how much your body requires or should be getting. If you're not tracking it, you're really shooting in the dark. Unless you're like 4'11" in height as a woman, I'm just gonna use a woman for example, you don't have any business eating 90 grams of protein and thinking that you ate, all right? For the average woman like myself, I'm 5'4" in height, okay? And my weight is fluctuating right now because I'm in a bulk. So anyway, I would just say between 150, just a woman 5'4", between 155 and 100 or 165 pounds, within that range. She needs to be eating about 150 at the least, the bare minimum of protein. 90 grams of protein is just enough to keep a woman my size from being deficient. That's not enough to keep me fuller longer, okay? While I'm dieting, bulking, or any of that, it's not enough to help me maintain and build lean muscle mass, which is definitely what you want, because the goal is always to try to fill in the skin that was once occupied by fat with muscle. That is what helps minimize the appearance of loose skin. I know sometimes it seems like I'm bitching, or just literally, I just feel like I need to get my point across because somebody out there needs to hear it. Some of y'all could very well save your entire physique listening to me go crazy about this, because I just want better for everybody and want y'all to know that it's possible. I hope y'all know that it's possible. Like, and then why don't y'all believe in y'all self? Stop trying to make something that y'all already know is hard easy. It's hard, but you can do hard things. If you're obese or morbidly obese, like I used to be, in order to make this shit work, you're going to have to change your entire fucking lifestyle, babes and bros. I'm not just talking about losing weight. Anybody can lose weight. Most people can. But the problem is, most people can't keep the shit off. And most people never achieve the body that they originally had set out for. The roadmap has been paved. And there's creators like me that get on all of these apps. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all over. People do podcasts. Like, the information is there. Y'all stop trying to make this 90 and 60 day transformations. That shit does not exist.